Welcome to your Microbiology 200 summer course. I just wanted to give a quick layout to help everybody get off to hopefully a good start. So your view will look very similar to this. Mine looks just a little bit different, but for the most part, here's our course home. Has a cool little picture there of some various microbes growing on an agar plate. But if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see some eCampus support if you need help. Has various things like the lockdown browser you can get right there. There's a link also other places, but the help desk, announcements that I'll post at least once a week, some various resources that are here, kind of to-do list or tasks that you can kind of keep up with various things, different assignments that are due. So of course, what you want to do is start at the start here section. This has a welcome from me, tells you a little bit more about me and the class. The syllabus, your number one go-to as far as what assignments and things that are due and what we're covering and the requirements, the grading, all that good stuff. So definitely download that and look over it. Another link to the Respondus Lockdown browser. This you'll use to take all of your tests, and there's a syllabus quiz just to kind of get you used to using it if you haven't already. So how it works is if you're taking a test, you'll use that browser to log into eCampus. And that way, whenever you go to take a test or a quiz, it'll automatically open. If you get an error that says you need a password, then it's probably because you're in eCampus using like Google Chrome or Safari or some other browser. So you have to use that lockdown browser, and it'll also record you while taking the exam. Then just a couple things to get us started. An introduction discussion. So you'll introduce yourself, tell everybody a little bit about yourself, just some various prompts, but things like your major, what you do for fun, anything interesting about yourself. And then all discussions, you reply to at least 2 people to get full credit. And then the other thing is taking that syllabus quiz. This is just to make sure you've kind of looked over the syllabus. It'll require the lockdown browser so that you can get used to using it and make sure you don't have any issues with your computer. Sometimes it doesn't work the best with some, so just let you know right off the bat. And then, so those are definitely due by the end of on Friday. So everything's due on Fridays of each week. And the only exception, actually, no, there are no exceptions to that. For this course. So everything's due on a Friday. For discussions, then the follow-ups, the 2 are then due that following Monday. You don't have a discussion the last week, so we don't have to worry about how that plays out since the class ends on a Friday. All right, so then once you've done that and kind of looked over it, right now you'll only see week 1, but week 1 you'll open. Now the first week, just to kind of brace yourself, the first week is our busiest. We have 4 chapters that we're covering just to get started. And then it'll only be 2 or maybe 3 a week because then we'll start into testing. But that first week we need to cover a good bit. Also just a little, hopefully take a little stress off. Chapter 1 is really short, just introducing a couple concepts. Now chapter 11 is a little bit longer. But all chapters, we just click on this one, have a study guide to help you try to know what information to really focus on. I include just what those are here so you can see them, but also a Word document you can download and kind of fill it in. That's what I advise, is to fill in those study guides in Word, and you can make one big one for each test or however that works. You can make note cards to go along with it. Again, just something very active so you're not just reading over kind of the PowerPoints or the notes. And then you'll also have the PDF to the PowerPoint, and then each chapter has a reading assignment. Those are set up to, on average, take like 30 to 45 minutes. Some of them are a little bit longer, may take up to an hour, but just to kind of time manage. They're for participation, so as long as you go through, now it asks questions. If you get questions wrong, then you kind of get more questions. So if the idea is that you read it and then answer the questions, but if you just try kind of guessing at the questions, it may take a little bit longer because it just keeps reinforcing and kind of asking similar questions. It will seem repetitive because that's what it's meant to do. Repetition is how we remember things the best. So it'll ask very similar or sometimes the same question multiple times. So try not to get frustrated with it and kind of trust the process. And then each chapter also has what's called a self-check. You do have 2 attempts at those. So those are more just like multiple choice, or there may be like a video and you answer questions, or you're like matching things up or moving things around. And that's just to make sure you understand the concepts for those. And then after they're due, you'll also be able to go in and do study attempts so that you can see, kind of review them. It doesn't count as a grade, but then again, just kind of quizzing yourself for those. Excuse me. All right, so again, that'll be for each chapter. There will also be a recording. Those just aren't quite up yet, but there'll also be a recording of me going through the PowerPoint as well. And then just to go back here real quick. So again, the first week, pretty busy. We had those 4 chapters. And then in addition to the introduction discussion, you also have a discussion for each week that kind of is meant to kind of engage you in the class, get you critically thinking about something related to what we're learning that week, and engage with each other. So for the discussions, whenever you click on them, you won't be able to see what other people have already posted, so you'll just click on create a thread. So you'll create yours. Then once you've posted, then whenever you click on it again, you'll be able to see what other people posted, so you can reply to those 2 other students. All right, so again, for each week, you'll have some chapter information. Each chapter has a reading assignment and a self-check. I estimate, again, if you just kind of give yourself plenty of room, maybe an hour for each of those assignments. Again, the recordings to watch. So I estimate each chapter taking like 2.5 or so hours, just so you can kind of time manage. I highly encourage you to not try to do everything in a day, to spread it out throughout the week. Depending on what your schedule's kind of like, that you kind of set a schedule to work on this a little bit every day, or at least every other day, instead of, again, trying to cram everything into one day, which will be a lot and really daunting. So again, kind of spread it out, go through that study guide, fill that in as you go through the PowerPoints. And again, just the main thing I can advise is to reach out if you have any questions about anything. If you need help or you can't find something, not sure how to study, anything like that, just reach out, and I'll do my best to help you.